What's up, everybody? This is Strings and Sweaters. My name is Tim, and as of right now, we only have an hour and 30 minutes left before the second round of the playoffs begin. Now, I gave my predictions for round one. Let's talk about what I got right, what I got wrong, and then let's make our prediction for round two. This round one was so exciting. So many curveballs were thrown my way. Never saw, the Bruins losing, getting upset by the Panthers, but let's save that for later. Right now, I want to talk about our first matchup, the Oilers versus the Golden Knights. Let's go over the stats for the postseason for the Oilers. So we have Draisaitl with 11 points, 7 goals, 4 assists. We have McDavid with 7 assists, 3 goals, and 10 points. Evander Kane with 3 goals, 1 assist. So, all the scores are there for the Oilers. I think their biggest issue is going to be with goaltending. So right now their goaltender is a man by the name of Brossoit. Am I saying that right? Laurent Brossoit. And he, this is kind of like his, first season, first shot at the NHL. He has actually only played less than 24 games right now. So basically, we're seeing what he can do in the long run. We don't really know if he'll fatigue or if he can just pull together wins like he's been doing. So there is a question mark at goalie right now for the Oilers. Now on the other side, we have the Kings and we have Stone. So Stone was not there for the regular season, but he came back and he has scored 8 points in the last season, just tearing it up, basically being the difference maker for the Kings. But let's talk about the goalie. So Skinner has been starting for the Kings. He did get pulled in a game because he let in, I think, 3 goals. So there's a question mark on both teams with goalies in this matchup. Now, here's the difference. I said this in my first prediction. It didn't have to matter because they didn't play him and they didn't need him because you want to stick with the hot hand. But the Kings the Golden Knights backup goalie is Jonathan Quick. And Jonathan Quick is able to enter God mode as goalie. He is literally amazing. He could be lights out. The backup for the Oilers is Campbell, and I don't really know if that backup is really going to be too solid for them. So the Oilers have a goalie disparity right now in this matchup. Offense, there's no disparity at all. You have Jack Eichel lighting the net up like we knew he would. You have Mark Stone. You have a bunch of other really good depth on both of these teams. Defense-wise, the Golden Knights blocked an insane number of shots against the Jets. That was kind of like their defense and blocking shots was kind of the key to how easily they were able to deal with the Jets. Oilers, on the other hand, were not able to deal with the Kings. Most of those games went to overtime, and the Oilers lost 2 games they should have won. In fact, when I predicted it, I said the Oilers should sweep the Kings. So I was shocked to see the Oilers kind of struggle with the Kings, and even at one point it kind of just looked like the Kings were going to run away with it. But the Oilers gathered it together. Evander Kane had an amazing goal to tie it up and give the Oilers a chance to win. And I think the 4th or 5th game, Evander Kane was kind of laboring a leg injury, kind of hobbling around on his skates. And you could see him on the bench in severe pain. He comes off the ice, gets a pass from McDavid and scores. And it's just man, this team wants to win. They are just dedicated and they'll do whatever it has to take. They'll fight through whatever injury they have. and they really have the grit to go out there and win. So this matchup is probably going to be our closest matchup of all the games. I'm going to have to take the Kings in this one, though. I think the Oilers do not have good enough goaltending, and both teams have almost an equally matched offensive presence. And I think the Kings have a little bit of a stronger defense, a little bit more physicality to them. So I think the Kings will win it, but I think this is going to go all 7 games. Kings home ice advantage. They're going to take the Oilers in that 7th game at home and move on to the finals. So let's move to our next matchup. All right, for matchup number 2 on the West Coast, we have the Stars versus the Seattle Kraken. Congratulations on the Kraken for making it to the next round, the first time in their history making it to the playoffs, and their first time in history making it to the second round of playoffs, defeating the last year's champions, the Avalanche. Don't know why this stat matters, but it's the first time ever that a team in their first playoff run defeated the last year's Stanley Cup champion. Weird stat, heard it a million times. Anyways, that game was amazing. Did you guys watch that game? I mean, the Kraken are just they play so well together as a team. You don't see this in other places in the NHL. They have something special. They have built a culture in that locker room around themselves. It's almost what you have to do when you're an expansion team. You can't look towards the city. You can't look towards history. You have to look inward, and they have. Philip Grubauer was freaking lights out in that last game. Really, to hold Nathan MacKinnon to scoring any goals is just unbelievable. He scored the first one, and then they took the second one away. But either way, in that third period, to hold Nathan MacKinnon from scoring a goal and tying the game is just unbelievable. Hi, kitty. Oh! I should say in that last series, I did choose both the correct teams, the Oilers and the Knights. And in this series, I also did. I chose the Kraken, and I believe the Stars to defeat their opponents. So far on the West side, I'm looking really good. I don't think the story is going to stay the same for the East. But let's talk about this matchup. The Stars have Jason Robertson. They also have a lot of other good players like Ben. The Stars have a great offense. They also have good goaltending. They're a solid team, but really, do they have what it takes to beat the Kraken? I mean, we'll see. So the Kraken are a new team, and we don't know what the second round looks like for them. Does it look like even more camaraderie? Does it look like even more chemistry building up between Tanev? Do they get McCann back from the injury? I mean, there's a lot of things at stake here. The Stars are coming in hot. Both teams are coming in hot. So this is going to be one of our trickier matchups. I will say, though, with Philip Grubauer looking the way he did, and just kind of how I've seen in the past where goalies can really ride momentum, I will probably be going with the Kraken here. I'm going to say Kraken win it in, again, 7 games. Now, the reason I'm going with all these 7-game predictions is because in the first round, I made so many sweet predictions, 5-game predictions, thinking that some teams weren't going to have any trouble. And then what happened? I was completely proven to be dumb. Because these games went to 7 games series, and the Bruins were upset. I mean, anyways, we'll get into it. Next up is our East Coast. I'm going with my Kraken here. In 7 or 6 games, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be 7, seeing how the Avalanche went 7-2. Okay, Kitty, I might have to take you down because I got to change jerseys. Anyways, I'll see you in a sec. Okay. All right, so next round we have on the east side the Maple Leafs versus the Panthers. And this is my big blunder of my predictions in the last round. I definitely did not pick the Maple Leafs or the Panthers to move on. I picked the Lightning and the Bruins. Safe pick by me. Big mistake, though. They both had, I wouldn't say the Maple Leafs was an upset, but Bruins. What happened? You got upset so bad by the Panthers. And I'm also so happy that my Penguins did not make the Stanley Cup playoffs, because this would have never happened. I mean, the Penguins would have just been probably swept by the Bruins. They suck. But the Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk, I mean, this is amazing. Anyways, let's go into the Maple Leafs stats here in the postseason. We have Marner with 2 goals and 9 assists. We have Austin Matthews, 5 goals, 4 assists. Riley, who they added, 3 goals, 5 assists. Nylander, 2 goals. So really, what am I seeing here? Tavares, 4 goals. O'Reilly's the one who they added. Sorry. 2 goals. And then Riley is a D who's always been on the team. I'm dumb. Anyways, what am I seeing here? I'm seeing massive depth the Maple Leafs have. And this is sort of how they're able to beat the Lightning. The Lightning really only could rely on Stamkos and their stars. And the Maple Leafs have a lot of lines that can be threats. Now, I have seen the Maple Leafs play. I went to a Caps game and saw the Maple Leafs. And the Maple Leafs can also kind of have be lethargic and not have much energy. And against this Panthers team, that's not going to fly. I mean, the Panthers are an explosive team. That's how they beat the Bruins. When the Bruins made turnovers, made mistakes, they turned up the heat. They made sure that they were challenging, just going to challenge them on every single, play they could make. Every time the Panthers got it in the ice, they got shots on, got it on the Bruins side of the ice. They got shots on goal. So it's really going to be a challenge. But last time I did talk about the curse that's supposedly on the Maple Leafs and how that would hold them back. Well, the curse is broken. You made it past the first round in, 19 years? I don't know. Quote me on that. I'm probably wrong. But so many years, the curse is broken. The weight is off your shoulders. You don't have to think about any of that anymore. You just have to think about winning the next game, right? So the Maple Leafs can now come into these games with a clear head. Now let's check out. Let's see. My kitty's paws are on my tablet, so I can't check any of the stats. And now I have cat hair all over my expensive Maple Leafs Justin Bieber jersey, but that's all good. Little cat hair never hurt anyone. Anyhow, let's check this out. Let's see what we got. Okay, so for the Panthers, one of the big stories in this series was Bob coming in and just shutting down the offense of the Bruins. Will he be able to continue that, or will they have to go back onto Alex Lyon? I don't know. They're both really good goalies, though. They should be able to put definitely a damper on some of the Maple Leafs offense's days. I definitely see this series going back and forth. The home crowd in Florida is rocking. They are so loud. There's definitely going to be some home ice advantage to be had by the Maple Leafs, just in the sense that they might get an extra game where they're not playing in Florida. But let's talk about the scores on Florida. So you have Sasha Barkov just going crazy. You also have Matthew Tkachuk and what is his name? Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe. That dude's. I've been literally just for the last end of this season watching all these Panthers games, hoping they would lose. Hoping the Penguins could get a game ahead on them. I've been cursing that man's name. Verhaeghe is just a scoring monster. Now let's talk about the Maple Leafs. I mean, obviously, Austin Matthews, you have Tavares. I mean, those guys are going to put the puck in the back of the net in this series for sure. Who do I think is going to win? You have Samsonov in goal for the Maple Leafs. Samsonov's good, but is he a playoff goalie? Is he a goalie that's going to get you to that Stanley Cup, get you past the second round? I just don't think so. So East Coast, I'm really trying to make up for mistakes in that past prediction video. So let's hope, fingers crossed, my prediction on this one goes right. But I'm thinking the Panthers win this one in 6 games. Going home, Austin Matthews. But someone brought up a good point, just to mention that this series is, the story behind it is going to be Matthews versus Tkachuk, 2 American-born players. I don't know why that's important. I guess that's important to like the owner of the NHL. I don't know why that's important to the owner of the NHL that, these American players are doing well, but apparently it is. Apparently commentators, it's important to talk about Americans doing well. I don't know. I don't want to get into the politics of expansion teams in NHL and the Coyotes. You guys can figure that out for yourselves. If you want to hear about it, comment. Maybe I'll make a video about the drama over expansion teams. That will be interesting to see who gets the expansion team. It's a very hot topic right now. But I guess it's cool. You have Matthew Tkachuk against Austin Matthews, 2 of the best players, also American, going against each other in this series. It'll be super fun to watch. Super excited for this series. Let's go Panthers. Okay, I'm back. So with our last matchup, I have no jersey because I am a Penguins fan. I hate both of these teams. Now, depending on if I get one of these jerseys, will really depend if they make a cool one, because I really don't want a jersey from either of these teams because I hate them. But yeah, let's talk about it. Canes freaking Devils. And I'm saying freaking Devils because I've seen the Devils multiple times this year in person, on TV, just giving it to my Penguins, just destroying any hopes we had at making the playoffs. Last time I'll talk about the Penguins in this video. Anyhow, I'm very salty, but these Devils are freaking good. Let's talk about the stats here. We have Hershier with 5 assists. We have Hala, 5 goals, 2 assists. Who saw that coming? We have Palat, 2 goals. Jack Hughes, 3 goals, 2 assists. We have Mercer, 2 goals, 1 assist. Hamilton, 1 goal. McLeod, 1 goal, 1 assist. So we have a deep team right here, a very deep team. This is this is exactly what I saw. Basically, every time the Devils played the Penguins this year, is they are just a fast team. They're going to beat you up the ice. They're going to beat you in the neutral zone. They're going to, hit hard, and they're going to score goals. Now, on the other side, we have the Canes. Very similar team. Canes played the Islanders. No offense to Islanders fans, but I think the Islanders was kind of the easiest matchup that we had among all the teams. They kind of suck. So, yeah, kind of wish the Penguins got in over the Islanders, but I don't think it would have really made a difference. The Islanders didn't really put up too much of a fight for the Canes, so it's kind of hard to say, how good the Canes are. But I know the Devils are really good. I know goaltending on either side is really good. So I'm thinking this series is going to probably be more low scoring, maybe 1 to 2 most nights. But I'm probably going to give it to the Devils. They have better depth. They have more stars. Aho's good, but really, the Devils are insane right now. They're loaded. So I'm going to give it to the Devils in 5 games, beating the Canes. And, that should be an interesting series. I'm excited to watch it. Now's the time where I talk about my embarrassing pick of the Rangers defeating the Devils. How could I ever say that? Rangers, you really let me down. You really made me look like a fool in my first video prediction series. Hopefully I don't look like a fool again. So cross my fingers the Devils don't do that to me. But I don't really have any doubts in my mind that that the Devils won't pull through. Did you just bite me? Ow! Why would you bite me? What did I do? Okay. All right, this cat's getting upset. I think it's time to call it a wrap on this. Start editing this video and watch some of these matchups tonight. Let me know in the comments what team you're rooting for. What was the biggest, surprise out of that first round? And who do you think is going to be in the finals on either side? Let me know. I'm really interested to hear. Anyways, this has been Strings and Sweaters. Thank you guys for watching this whole video and watching all my videos. It means a lot to me. Peace out, y'all.